Brady Mathias, he's a good friend of mine, and I met him freshman year. I had a geometry class, and it went from there. Crazy class, we did nothing. It was awesome. Got to know him, and I found out I snowboarded. At this time, I was in the process of still learning. He gave me some pointers, and we've been friends throughout school since he graduated. Blah blah blah. Before the accident, he was a full-time student at Carroll Community College, working 2 jobs, still finding time to hang out with us. He came over, we'd watch UFC fights, you know, and that was his dad too, but it was like a family thing. Hank and Brady and his brothers, if they wanted to, they'd all come over, we'd all hang out. And Brady's a crazy kid. You guys don't really know him as well as I do. He likes to do things such as hook zip lines from Jeeps to the roofs of his house and zip line because there's nothing to do, or use belaying and harness equipment to rock climb with his house in the process of hanging or even Timmy hanging Christmas lights with rock climbing gear.
Didn't know that one.
But Brady's a good kid, and you know, he's a happy-go-lucky person, and he's been through a lot, and he's still, nothing's changed. I just wanted to just let you guys know that he's Brady Mathias. You know, all this stuff he went through, he's still him, he's still doing fun stuff. As soon as he gets healed, I guarantee he's back on the slopes.
There's some pictures. I was born in Annapolis, Maryland, 1995, November 15th. That was a birthday. There's me at Ski Slopes, being Ski Patrol. Started that 2 years ago. Upside down. Going across the pond there. Alright, so this presentation is graphic, so raise your hand if you're afraid of blood or squeamish. Get down. Exit if you have to. Okay.
Right now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. Alright, types of distractions. First one is visual. Take your eyes off the road. Whether it be texting or making a phone call, things like that. And next, manual. Take your hand off the wheel. Some people like to drive with their knees, I guess. And cognitive, which means taking your mind off the taxi driver as a whole. This is my father's car. The accident I was in, locked up last October. On October 28th, my uncle was killed in a farming accident. He was working on a piece of farm equipment, and it crushed him alive. So after that point, we were, the 31st of October, we were going to his viewing. And on the way back from his viewing, we were in a serious accident. Driver that could have been distracted hit us head on. Okay? My father was driving, and as you can see there, the driver's seat is gone. I mean, it's just gone. So wearing a seatbelt and everything, just the car could not handle that force of 70 miles per hour. So he was thrown out instantly and killed on the spot. Brenda, my stepmom, she got knocked out by the airbags, but she did not sustain many injuries. Just a broken wrist and a sprained ankle. So basically, when you get hit head on, the force goes like this. So it gets on the corner, in the front of the car, where my dad was, okay? And it goes straight back. The force goes straight back, physically. So Brenda was fine. I was in the back seat. So I was severely injured because of that. It's me in the hospital. Those tubes going in my throat, they're breathing for me. I mean, I was in seriously bad health condition. I took a flight to shock trauma after the accident, and there I was taken care of for 15 days. Had 2 surgeries there. One being the craniectomy, taking the left side of my skull out because my brain was full. I mean, and the second one was my stomach, feeding tubes, feeding me while I was in my coma. Next slide. And there's a stained broken skull. This in my head, broken into 4 pieces, the skull. Next would be my brain swelling, as I just said, which requires a decompressive craniectomy, which medical terms means take the skull out for a while and let the brain swell. Gives it more room to stick out and swell as it needs. I suffered from a TBI, traumatic brain injury. This affects my speech, language, problem solving, things like that. And those will be for a while until I fully recover. So I'm saying mostly recovered, but not fully. So yeah, fully deafness here. Hit my head and ear as well, I guess. So the point that I cannot hear out of this ear anymore. So I also broke my wrist. I guess I was bracing myself because I was wide awake, according to some, when the accident took place. So, yeah. That's fun. It's me in the hospital. No, go back. My hands are tied down there, as you can see, because people that have a TBI are often very violent and you know, just want to get out of the hospital, you know. So you get violent, do things, so I'm tied down in this picture. And that's a poster that's right there that Liberty gave me, because I worked at Liberty for 3 years beforehand. This one? This is me learning how to walk again. Right there. You see the scar that I have on the side of my head from them cutting my head open and taking my skull out myself. And this is me using the computers somehow. Don't remember this at all, but using a computer. That tube in my nose is a feeding tube, so that's feeding me, because I'm not 100% right. I don't remember anything where I had the thing in my nose. Next slide. This is my first meal. My first meal after, you know, getting up, recovering. Notice that the feeding tube isn't in my nose anymore, anything like that, so to get back to normal. Next slide. This was the day I was released from the day after I was released from the hospital. So this is Thanksgiving. So I was there for a total of 28 days. 15 of those were in shock trauma, and the other 13 was in rehab up in York. Next slide. For my cranioplasty. Okay, the cranioplasty is what they call, put your skull back on. So for 4 months, it was just nothingness here. You can see in the picture. It's not photoshopped or anything like that. It's real. So you walk around like that. You have to walk around wearing something like this, a helmet. Okay, because anything hits that side of your head, you're going out. Cause further issues. So I had to wear this for 4 months. If you can imagine, going to restaurants, all public places, cars, all the time to wear this. It sucks, you know, really bad. So I went through a month of physical therapy, basically learning how to walk again. Kind of started out walking like this, like to the side, because number one, I had an injured ear, and two, I'm missing this part of the skull itself. So, okay, people that are squeamish or afraid of blood, please put your head down or look away. Okay. This is my reconstructed skull. Okay. So, yeah, this is real. Those brackets are taking care of all the cracks that are in my skull itself. And the outside ones are there to connect out to the rest of the skull that's still there, you know. So, yeah, next slide. This is the next step of the cranioplasty. This is full open head picture, okay? So right here, we have the dura. Dura is directly above the brain. The dura is below the skull, okay? So these green tabs are to hold the rest of my scalp down so I don't, you know, bleed out everywhere because of this area. Okay. Next slide. Let's go into position. You have the brackets on here, and the things that are holding on to the rest of the skull. After cranioplasty, now this is major swelling, is what this is. So about 2 days afterwards, I started to be able to, I couldn't see out of one eye, and then it just transferred to both. So right here, my eye was swollen shut, and someone beat me up, basically. Two black eyes, basically, there. And I had 62 staples from here all the way back to where the end of my head. Next slide. What's that text message that important? You know, this is to speak out to everybody and show you, you know, what can happen if you're texting, driving, or doing such a thing like that. What you can do to yourself or others, you know. Next slide. This is National 2012 can't say that word, statistics. 3,320 people were killed in the U.S. due to distracted driving. Okay? In that year alone. Estimated 421,000 people were injured due to distracted drivers, a 9% increase from previous years. In December, 173.3 billion text messages were sent in the U.S. alone. So, I mean, the number of that, I mean, how many people are there in the U.S.? I mean, you know, so people are doing things like multitasking, text messaging, things like that. I mean, you can tell just by the number. Okay. For drivers 15 and 19 involved in fatal crashes, 21% of those were involved by some sort of distraction by using a cell phone. Actually. So, next slide. Right back. At any given moment in America, approximately 660,000 are using cell phones while driving alone. So sending or receiving a text message takes about 4.6 seconds on average of your eyes off the road. So you're looking down, your eyes on the road, you don't know what's ahead of you. Okay? Stay focused. Pull out the road to a safe area to make or receive a call. Ask the passenger to take the call for you. Do not engage in stressful or emotional conversations while driving. So basically, if you're fighting with somebody when you're passenger while driving, you know, takes a good bit of thought, you know. So you're thinking about how you're in an argument, so you want to win the argument. So it's a huge distraction on you thinking. Thinking constantly how you can make that feel wrong. You're right. So yeah, that's why. Avoid eating while driving. Finish your breakfast on the way to work or school. Mixing it with times there, but it's not worth it. You know, if you get an accident, you know, while eating or drinking, maybe even a small accident, it's still a pain. You know, you got to deal with the cops, car insurance, things like that. So it's really not worth it. Be late for school, get detention, whatever, you know. So yeah. Pull out the road, take care of, manage for your children. You know, you kids. I hope this isn't intact and for you. You don't have kids, I hope. But for the adults in this room, you know, review apps and driving directions before hitting the road. So basically, you know, we have GPSs nowadays that are perfect, they're fun, you know, good to use. But make sure you know, like, kind of where you want to go. Don't go out like completely lost, because that's a huge distraction to drive. Yeah, groom at home. Groom at home, not in the car. So basically, you know, eyeliner, whatever you're doing, ladies. Better do it at home than in the car. So a huge distraction and, could cause an accident, which like I explained. Even if it's minor accident, it's also pain. It's pain. Okay. You gotta drive if you're drowsy, even if that means rescheduling your plans. These are traveling with pets. Do not let them sit on your lap. Obviously, put the pet between you and the wheel. So it's kind of important. Kind of important thing. Okay. You gotta text and drive. In Maryland, you cannot use handheld cell phone or text as a whole. So Pennsylvania, you have the law against texting, I think. Yeah. I don't think they got on calling yet, did they?
Nope.
Yeah. So that'll probably be soon to come, kind of thing. You can play that video. Back. Yeah. It's also graphic, okay? So give that $20 and put your head down. Come on.
Bring an ambulance! Bring an ambulance! Stay still! I can't open the door. Just, I've rung an ambulance. There are other people on the roof and help, okay? Please, stop screaming for a second.
3 vehicles have been involved. 2 people in the vehicle there. I can't get any of the smokes out of them.
They want the front door.
Right, I just can't get any response whatsoever.
Mommy and Daddy, wake up.
Okay, so that girl you saw there, she was driving. She was distracted two ways, by her passengers and by texting. And if you looked, she was the only survivor in that accident. So, you know, I'm telling this to you guys, please, please, you know, after prom and stuff, you may get all excited, just please, you know, the parents, if your passengers are distracting you, just tell them to shut up, okay? Focus on your road. Focus on the road ahead of you, okay? Yeah, this is me and my father. My father was my best friend, and I lost him due to this accident. I woke up and I was fully competent in the head. I didn't know my dad died. I kept trying to call him, take people's phones, keep trying to call him, and it went to the voicemail every time. So, I found out, and yeah. Do I have any questions about my situation or anything like that? No?
What are you doing now? Tell me what you're doing now.
Right now, I'm taking a class online for college, Intro to Business, and working at Segway Tours in Gettysburg, and presenting to kids, all the time. And something I like to do. I like to try to help people. I want to keep these kind of things from happening. I don't want anybody to do what I lived through. It's hell. It's hell. It is. It really is.
What you have to do to get to drive again?
Yeah, to drive again, you have to take a driver's test again because I had TBI, traumatic brain injury. So you have to ensure that you weren't impacting that level on how to drive, things like that. So I have to take a test again to drive. Oh guys, really? So quiet. So quiet, there's like 50 people. Yes, sir.
What happened to the person that hit you guys?
I didn't hear.
What happened to the person that hit you guys?
The person that hit us, broken femur, broken arm. After that, he was fine. He's in a bigger vehicle than us, so he was less affected by the accident. What's that? I'm not gonna say that because I don't know. I mean, still investigations going on, so there's no word on the accident yet.
Did you ever meet him?
What's that?
Did you ever meet him?
The guy? No. No. Definitely not. Yeah. I was out of it for like about 20 days before I was good enough to think about things, remember things. And no, I didn't meet him.
Brady, before this accident happened to you, did you have the mentality of like, oh, that just happens on TV, this doesn't happen to me? Because a lot of people, younger people, have that mentality. Did you ever think that, oh, I can text, it's not going to happen?
I didn't really text and drive. I, text up while sitting still at a light, but still. I mean, I was always using GPS and mess around with music and things like that can be distracting as well. So yeah. I don't even look at my phone when I step in the car. I mean, don't even look at it because I know. And when it beeps, hear that, ringtone, you're like, oh God, who is it? And you just gotta wait. It can wait. You honestly can. You said question?
I forgot. Okay, who's the one distracted? Who's the person distracted? Was it the other car?
The other car, I don't know, he couldn't be distracted. I don't know, okay? We'll never know. And when someone's distracted, they're not gonna make to it, okay?
He did come across the yellow line though, yeah.
Yeah, he came across the yellow line. Yeah, yes. So he came to hit us head on. That's the point of the story.
What kind of car were you in?
Was Jeep Patriot. Can you go back to the Jeep one? It's kind of hard. Okay, this is a Jeep right here. So you can see it says Jeep. Barely you can see it. But this up here in the top right corner, that is a roof of the vehicle. So the roof was just completely off, taken off. I probably hit my head on the main road, or hit my head on something, because, you know, the brain injury and the skull, you know. Right.
Were you wearing a seatbelt?
I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, but I was semi-ejected out of the car. Did the roof coming off? I mean, I was still hanging by my seatbelt. My head was out of the car because there was no roof. So basically, when it first came, the car didn't flip, but it couldn't stand up like straight, like a regular car would. It went to the side. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Were you like awake during it, or you just kind of woke up in the hospital?
What's that?
Were you like awake during it? Like you knew, or
Yeah, I was wide awake. I must have broken myself something out, like I said, the wrist thing. Yeah. I woke up and they were actually celebrating my birthday. Yeah, my birthday, November 15th, and I woke up around the 17th or 18th, and they were celebrating my birthday. So it's kind of crazy.
How many people in here, raise your hand, show Brady, and I want you to be honest, has this impacted or will make you think before, when you get into a car and do the photo?
Awesome. That's my goal. That's why I do this. Okay.
Are you skiing next year?
I'll find out next October. I do my 10th CAT scan on my hip, if I can ski or snowboard or not. Yes, sir.
How nervous were you about getting in the car again?
The very first time, leaving the hospital, and I was with my mom leaving, and yeah, it was very sketchy getting in the car again. But now that I got back to driving, I mean, it just makes you mad. It's like we drive around these death traps, and people can make a small little mistake, and it could change someone's life, you know, cause a huge issue.
What was the first time driving by yourself like?
It was weird, very weird. The first time I did was just around the neighborhood, around my neighborhood, and it was very strange. Yeah. Any other questions, concerns, feedback?
All right, why don't we show Brady our appreciation for him joining us.